The Ivy looking great as always at Young Field for the West Fargo Patriots taking on Harrisburg in a Sunday night doubleheader. But the Tigers would strike first out of the gate. Top one, this pitch gets away, allowing Jason Hansen to dive headfirst into home to open the scoring 1-0 Harrisburg. That was all though because Caleb Dewar recovered nicely, getting the punch out here to retire the side in the first. Patriots looking to make some noise in the second with the bases loaded. The catcher cannot find this pitch towards the backstop. The wild pitch scores a run. West Fargo ran away with it from there, taking the first contest 13-3 and sweeping Harrisburg 11-0 in Game 2.